This is my audience, Cammie, Anna, and Madison. I'm gonna eat your toesies. We say it just to children, but we always have food on our brain. From the time we wake up to the time we go to sleep, we're constantly thinking about what we eat. No one can avoid food because all people need to eat to survive, but getting proper nutrition is vital to a long and healthy life. I've researched the topic, and as a busy college student, am aware of the importance of proper nutrition every day to stay aware and proactive throughout the week. Obstacles can cause a person's diet to go AWOL and breed unhealthy food habits. But God calls his people to take care of their bodies, and through conscientious efforts to maintain healthiness and be aware of ourselves to honor God's will for us. I will now prove this point by verifying that a poor view of oneself can cause unhealthy eating habits, and they're unusually addressed until serious health problems arise, and that the best solution to the problem is by taking hold of God's view of the body being his temple. Let's explore this first point. Dismal self-esteem and stress can cause harmful food habits. In a testimony against championing an eating disorder, Amy acknowledges how she succumbed to it by having it as a coping mechanism for handling emotional distress of feeling unloved and unworthy. In research by Kathy Hanlon, stress can be the cause and effect of an eating disorder. Most Americans have moderate to high stress, with 44% stating an increase of stress over the last 5 years in a study by the American Psychological Association. As we've seen, low self-esteem and high stress can be the impetus to form an eating disorder, but why do they go unaddressed for so long? People's issues with food usually are ignored purposefully or unknowingly until physical repercussions arrive. According to the previously mentioned study by the APA, almost a third of adults say that they skipped a meal or ate unhealthily because of stress in the past month, and 2/5 report overeating or eating unhealthy foods because of the stress that they experience. People allow emotions and their stress to dictate their eating habits and what they eat. Americans cite lack of willpower as being the biggest barrier to a healthy lifestyle. People are unmotivated to make a change unless they see or experience a tangible reason to change their lifestyle. But it's actually not their body they're hurting, it's the Lord's. The body is God's temple. In 1 Corinthians 6:15, it states that our body is really the property of God and we should treat it as such. This includes being aware and watching the food that we put in our mouth. The Bible doesn't say that we can't enjoy foods or foods that we like, but in all things we must be balanced, as it says in Proverbs 11:1. Understanding these points from the Bible, we can understand that we should only eat the food that we need to consume per day. To summarize, poor eating habits can be triggered by low self-esteem and stress. They're usually avoided until ill-fated consequences arise, and they go against God's assertion that our body is not ours, but his. We need to be aware of what we're eating, how much we're eating, when we're eating, and why we're eating it. When one eats sets the tone for the day, the week, and for our life. And it is our obligation to make sure that our tone is a positive, lasting one. We should track our eating and keep a food journal so that we give ourselves a tangible map for improvement so that we can honor God and his body the way he wants us to.